It's just another day. It's just another day. It's just another day. It's just another day. It's just another day.
Mates, it was fun. Like,
Yeah,
comment, subscribe, click a bell. I don't know. Follow
we
on
never
Spotify.
we never introed again.
I don't. You know what? We're done doing it. We're only doing the outros
Yeah.
now. This is just another day with
David.
Adam.
Elliott, and then I can pretend like I can cut this and put this in the beginning as well, so that it
Right.
seems like I did an intro, and then I'll do a smooth transition right here where I'm like, "Oh, David."
Oh, Sandra, you dumb bitch.
Oh, Sandra, you dumb bitch. Or
Dumb
what?
bitch.
What's the girl from Sex and the City? Samantha, you whore.
You whore. Chill out and shit. Bruh, I was like, alright, what's this like 2-bedroom run? What's this 1-bedroom run? Blah, blah, blah. Fucking Christ, dude.
Yep.
Just, you know where Keystone Arms is, right, Elliot? The fucking, like, all those houses across from Sheets by my house, like that big neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know how much a fucking 2-bedroom is over there?
I'm gonna guess 120. 1200. I was gonna say.
Like 1,200 a month or so?
Yeah, I was gonna say roughly.
Adam, how about you? What do you think? Like a townhouse, basically.
Townhouse,
Yeah.
probably like 16.
Adam's right on the money. It's sorry, a 6-month lease is 1670, and if you
Oof.
take the full year, it's 1750 a month.
It's criminal, right?
Dude, it's
Yep.
fucking nuts. I was like, God damn. And then as I look at it, I looked at if I took 250 G's out of the bank, that only comes out to 1,400 still. So I'm still coming under what rent's costing. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So what do people do when they rent houses? Charge like 2,500 a fucking month or some shit? Like, the fuck's going on right now?
Mostly when people rent out their house, the lease price you sign is like maybe their their monthly payment plus like 150 is like what I've seen typically. But I don't know. It also depends. Like it, it, it seems like apartments right now is the most like bury yourself alive type of payment situation because there's just like the price only goes up and you get nothing for it.
Exactly. You literally are throwing away almost $1,000 a month, no matter where you are, or more.
Like granted, you get maybe like you get free maintenance and stuff like that. Like stuff that like you don't think about that is beneficial, but at the same time you're like, yeah, is this worth my fucking time? And it
See,
just
and
seems like it's not.
I don't disagree with that statement at all. But then again, like if you already know you're worried about maintenance, like you're gonna buy a new house, then why don't you just buy a new house in a new neighborhood?
Yeah,
Like when they're building something and
the
everything's
new
coming in fresh.
constructions. Mm.
That's what I'm saying. And then on top of that, if you get homeowners insurance, that's kind of the point of it. If something goes wrong, you have insurance to cover like busted pipes, a fucking cracked toilet, like whatever the fuck you do, whatever destruction happens, you have some type of fucking insurance to cover it. So I never understand when people are like, "A man owning your own house is pointless, and you got to fix everything." I say, "Well, then fucking buy a new house, bozo, and get fucking insurance." Like,
Yeah,
what is so hard about that fucking concept versus somebody who's like, "I'll pay 2 G's a month to live here." What are you retarded? Like, what's wrong with you?
yeah. There's like a bunch of, cause like when we lived in Lancaster, like the place we ended up getting was ghetto, and it was seven. No way, how much was it? It was like 800. Yeah, it was like 800 a month, which again wasn't terrible. So we were like,
Not for 2 people, not
yeah,
when you're splitting it down the middle and shit.
but it was like a 1 bedroom with a den, and like that was it. You know what I mean? And the kitchen was smaller than a closet, but it
It
was
was
one
a
of those things.
decent little apartment though. It wasn't like the worst thing you could
Yeah,
get for 850.
nah, it was fine. But most of the places like we looked at, like the initial one of the initial places we looked at was a new construction apartment complex that was like really nice, and it was a 2 bedroom. All the things were brand new, and they wanted 1,200 a month, and it was like it was tiny. Like it was probably the same size, but instead like it had the bedrooms were smaller, and the bedroom had a bathroom, and the other bedroom was probably about the size of the den,
Mm.
and like it had a little balcony, like a Juliet balcony, and it was like okay, but like at the time I still worked. I was at the warehouse about to transfer to Tanner, and it was like very interesting. I was like, all right, I don't think I can afford this.
Yeah, this
No,
isn't gonna
and I was
work.
right. I was like, I can't afford this. I was like, we could live here and then not have a savings, or we could,
How's that sound? Does that sound good?
yeah, I was like, or we could live in a place that's not the best and have a savings. And that's like the shitty thing is like, it seems like all the apartments that are nice and decent sized, they know they can charge as much as they want, and you basically are like, okay, well, by living here, I've accepted that I'm just going to live in apartments because I'll only be able to save maybe like $200 a month, if that.
Oh yeah, but then you also got to think sometimes certain people, I don't want to say they want to pay that price,
Well,
but
they like that lifestyle.
they're significantly more willing because it also keeps the fucking riffraff out of your fucking neighborhood. You know, you don't have to worry about a bunch of dickheads running around being fucking ridiculous when you gotta charge such a hefty price. Like certain people just can't afford it. Certain people can't come around, and
Yeah.
that doesn't mean any particular color to people or anything.
No, no,
It's
no,
just
no, no.
it's just literally the people who are just broke and willing to fuck around that you don't want around in your area.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Like, I don't know. I kind of just laugh because I just don't think I want to do apartments anymore, just because it's just been like, not that it's been like a bad experience, but in this place, like, our neighbors are great. Whew, sorry. Oh, I need coffee. The neighbors are great, but like, it just becomes a thing where it's like, I kind of get sick of like, at like 2 in the morning, somebody just starts playing music, and you're like, it's vibrating my walls.
Right? God fucking damn it!
It
Why?
it'd be fine if I had a house, because then I could just move to a different room. But
It's true, and it would be a lot less likely for somebody in your house to start playing music at 2 in the morning.
yeah, I'd just turn over to Chelsea, and be like, knock it off, you bitch,
What the fuck are you doing?
slap her. What are
Right in
you
the face.
doing? Pop. Nah, nah, but it is one of those things. Like, I like, now that we've been saving for a house and doing like the research and like finding out, it's like, okay, you gotta apply, like, and it's good for 6 months for your prequal.
Yeah.
Then once you find a place, it's like you have 2 months to get all your paperwork in order and your down payment, and then calculate from there, like all after all the bullshit, the closing cost, and make sure you have the money to pay for that. And like it's one of those things where it's like it seems like it's gonna be a scary fun time. I just like I'll have to. The one thing I like that's frustrating is then trying to find like you have to have your bank statements, then you have to have your income statements and like all that jazz. Like being like, trust me, I make this much money, and I'm like, doesn't the government already have this? Like, isn't there like a thing I could just give you?
Yeah, but do you have direct deposit into a bank account down there? Do you
Yeah,
have a new account?
no, my account's in Pennsylvania.
See, that's the problem. You should probably just make an account down there and have some of your checks siphoned into it, because then they'll just get your pay stubs. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They'll have a copy of what you're actually making going into the accounts, and they want to do shit. Like for me, when I got my approval and shit done and got applying and everything else,
Hmm.
all they did, they were like, "What do you make? Where do you work? Where'd you work before that? What's your fucking social?" Just kidding. Have it at the bank. Boom, boom, boom. They were like, "This will take us like 10 minutes, 15 minutes." After that, she's already like, "Okay, you're gonna be very happy with your approval number." I was like, "All right, hit
Yeah.
me with it." And then since she ran my credit, I had an 810. I was like, "Nice." It's like
Yeah. I
that's
think
tight.
I think I'm at like a 7. I'm a 767 or something
That's
ridiculous.
still really good because like the national average is like under 600,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and those people were still getting loans. So
I know, right?
anything fucking 650 and up, you're probably safe. And the world hasn't changed. The housing bubble still exists. So don't worry, you're fine.
Oh, I'm not worried at all. I mean, we got
They'll,
when we
they'll
lived
give
in
you a loan.
when we lived in Lancaster, we got pre-qualified for like a $250,000 one, and I was making a lot less. Down here, they're like, sure, go ahead. Like I imagine whenever we apply, we're gonna get pre-approved for like maybe like 320, and then we only want to buy one that's like 250 max.
It's not a bad plan.
No, yeah, we just want something that like is affordable and that we can still like own and then still be able to go on vacation. And has like spare bedrooms so
Yeah,
people can stay.
that's the big move. Just having extra rooms, whether it be for people or anything you can think of, like just having the space. Like
Studio.
exactly.
Because the goal is eventually do this full time. It would be nice.
It'd be very nice.
I'm like, oh man, that's the goal. Is either that win the lottery, or do this full time after I win the lottery.
Winning the lottery would just be the tops. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, I gotta get Mega Millions or Powerball ticket because I don't think anybody's won.
Start investing my money in the lottery here. Just buy a couple $100 in tickets every month. One of them's got a fucking hit.
Fucking, I mean, there are people that do that. Like we talked about this the other day. I was like, I wonder if anybody's ever hit the Powerball and the Mega Millions at the same time.
Think so.
No, but they did have a guy who won the Powerball like either 2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
which is still significantly fucking ridiculous.
I watched one of those videos that explains like the curse of winning and like the how many people, like what percentage of people just ruin their lives after they win the
That's
lottery.
because rational people don't fucking win. It's always some fucking bozo.
Yeah, I was like, I literally established. I was like, if I won, I would literally build a cul-de-sac for my family. Each of them get a house. I said to them like, you just have to one clean it and keep it nice, and two pay the taxes on it. That's it. I was like, and then after that, I was like, it's up to y'all. Whatever the fuck you can work, you cannot work. I don't care. I was like, but for me, I would be like, that's all I want. It would be like the movie Envy.
Fucking love that movie.
His horse, Corky or whatever. He's like,
That-
you just eat my apples? I drank a bottle of wine. I drank your bottle of wine. I shot an arrow. I was aiming at your house. I hit your horse. That's basically
I
what
love
it'd
that. He
be.
just loves being in your yard. He loves your apples. I can't stop him. I can't stop him.
And then it turns out like he didn't even die from like the arrow itself. Like he was poisoned by the apples or some shit.
They ate too many like apple seeds or some shit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like,
That's a funny movie that nobody's fucking seen. I feel like that one really went up. I don't even think it had a fucking theatrical release.
I think it did have a theatrical release. I think it is just it's I mean it's Ben Stiller and Jack Black, but like Ben Stiller like right before Zoolander and Jack Black before like he started getting super famous.
I thought it was after Zoolander. I thought that movie came out like 2010, 2012-ish, like in that like era.
Maybe it did. I just like
Uh,
it's like it's dumb funny, and then his wife is the wife from the Mummy movies with Brendan Fraser. I forget her name.
it's Rachel Wise.
Rachel Wise.
Yep,
And I think I was like, man, I know this woman's name. Hold on.
Yep.
fucking Rachel Wise. I was like, oh man, the Mummy movie is so good.
Oh no, dude, that movie came out in 2004. Holy shit.
Yeah, and what was Zoolander like?
I don't know. Maybe,
Oh
let me
06.
see. No, 01.
Okay, so I was completely wrong.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm used to it.
I was curious. I was like, no, I feel like because I remember when I saw it coming out, I was like, wow, it's got Jack Black and Ben Stiller. Those are two dudes like at the top of their fucking game right now. Why does this not have more like more pull? You
It's
know?
one of them indie movies. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm excited for The Lost City with Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock and Daniel Radcliffe.
You know that movie looks fucking hilarious. Actually, like when I saw I think I saw a trailer for it when I went to see Spider-Man, and I was like, what the fuck is this fucking movie? And I'm kind of excited to see it.
Yeah, I was like, it to me. I was like, what? Like, is this the writer of Miss Congeniality? Like, that's why I was like, it looks fucking good. I'm excited because like I think Sandy Bullock's is like really fucking funny. I think
Yeah, she's pretty good. She does have quite the comedic side.
Channing Tatum can be funny. Like
Yeah, for sure.
I gotta see the 21 Jump Street movies because I've heard they're good.
You never watched either one of them? You didn't see any of
No,
the fucking? Oh man, yeah, they're pretty funny actually.
Yeah, they're
Those
pretty
were a
good.
pretty good hit.
I just when they came out, I think it was when I was at my busiest of just you know work and music, and I was like, yeah, I'll get around to it. No, I never got around to it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm dying. And yeah, I don't know. They did look really funny. I've heard all good things, and people quote it often. But I also love the fact that Daniel Radcliffe plays like a billionaire in this fucking movie. That it like a stupidly rich billionaire. I'm like, I could see it. I'm like, he's got that type of like walk and talk.
You played one in trying to think of the movie here. Give me a second. It's the movie with the magicians and shit. They're
Now
like
you see
stealing
me
money.
too,
Yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
or now you see it too.
Now you see it.
Yeah, no, it was Now You See It. Yeah, if it was a sequel to Now You See It,
Now you
Disney
see it.
Channel original movie, I would be pretty pumped. Like, man, they should make a sequel to that. I'm just saying.
With the cast as of current age.
Yeah, fuck it.
Be
Yeah.
amazing.
I mean, why not? I mean, you know, they have like the sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
I did watch that. It's not exactly a sequel. It's just like in the same universe, and it's really funny that Fat Taylor Lautner wouldn't come back to play Shark Boy because he's Fat Taylor Lautner and couldn't fit in the suit. They just didn't put him in it.
Yeah, but they got the original girl
Yeah,
for
they
Lava.
did, and because she's not a bitch.
She also
Yeah,
doesn't do anything but that role. I'm pretty sure she's only acted as that.
that's perfect.
Yeah, she knows her
Keeps
shit.
keeps her right where she belongs.
Yeah, it's just odd. I'm like, I never understood that movie.
Which movie? The sequel part or Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Both. like, like Spy Kids was cool.
I was gonna say it's not really to understand. It was like here's Robert Rodriguez. He made a movie for his children, and that's it. That's like the whole basis. Like this is a movie for kids, and that's all.
Yeah, I told Chelsea to go back and watch Spy Kids sometime. She's just like, I never saw those, and I was like, I watched those in Latchkey. But
Fucking Spy Kids was good, especially the first one. Actually, the second one was really good too. But
third one's dog, because they
it's a
did all that
little.
3D. Whoa!
I remember as a kid, I was pretty excited for it, and then I was like, I hate this fucking movie. When I was watching, I was like, this is
Yeah.
really stupid.
I wish society would have made two versions of movies that were 3D. The regular version and then the dumb 3D version, because 3D movies, I hope they never come back. It seems like every like 30 years
Dude,
they do it
dude, they're
again.
they're still going though. Like you can still like see Spider-Man in 3D right now if you want.
It's just let's just accept that movies shouldn't be 3D. A VR movie, I would say, I'd rather a VR movie than a 3D movie.
I just think if I'm gonna watch something in like a 3D platform or something, really shouldn't be at a movie theater, unless the movie theater all of a sudden is gonna like significantly up the ante, and everybody has like an Oculus sitting at your fucking seat that you're popping on. You're
Right.
at that point, you're literally just immersed in a different place.
That's what I'm saying. Like, has anyone ever saw a 3D movie and was like, man, that was perfect? Like, that was a perfect movie
No,
made for
No.
3D.
no, and if you want to get real criminal with it, I'm pretty sure the first 3D movie I actually saw was that goddamn M. Night Shyamalan Avatar movie, like the last Airbender. Ooh, that was fucking horrible. And that was the biggest mistake of my life. It was so fucking bad.
I mean, the first one I saw was Friday 13th 3D, but the first one I saw in theaters, I don't remember. We had a bunch of 3D glasses, so Chelsea and I did go see like a couple 3D movies. I just can't recall what they were. I don't know. They, I would have to look up circa 2012 to 15. See,
Shit, man. Everything's gonna be in 3D. Like everything's gonna have a fucking 3D
it was just
counterpart.
crazy. Like I remember, like we would just want to go see a movie, and then we would go, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Here's 3D glasses." We're like, "It's not even advertised as 3D."
Yeah, we'll be charging $28 a ticket, so enjoy.
And I was like, "Okay," and like, yeah, I don't know. I just laugh. Like I honestly couldn't give a shit about 3D. Couldn't give a shit about like
It's just not there yet. Once they push the level
maybe
and they're
like
gonna and they're gonna actually immerse you in it, just shit coming kinda off the screen isn't really enough. Is 3D like miles from where it was back in the day where you had to wear the red and blue glasses? Obviously. Is it worth spending your money on? Still, not really. Especially because it gives you the biggest goddamn headache afterwards anyway.
Yep.
yeah. I'm like I don't know. Like I feel like 3D is for those fucking kids that like is for like kids who are like I don't want to sit through a dumb old movie and like they don't actually like movies, but then they're like, "Oh, this is something cool," and you're like, "It's not though." Like somebody who actually doesn't care about a movie and doesn't want to sit through and watch it, but they just want to experience something they've never experienced. That's what 3D is for. And then you're over it like after like the first time. You can only have a scene where a character takes something and goes like this toward the screen and it's aiming at another character's face and you're like I've never jumped back from it. I
I'll
remember
tell you what,
what
the
was
only
it?
time I ever jumped back was at Universal Studios during like the T like 2.5 or whatever the fuck it was.
But that's
Well,
different. Like that's legit good 3D. Like that was like
well,
top 3D
yeah.
engineering.
Well, not only was it legit, but it was fucking enhanced. So not only when shit was like, if shit was coming off the screen, every seat had something in it. So like the reason I jumped back is literally the fucking what is it? The T2000 gets like split and turns into goo, and then it comes flying at you like a fucking like Capri Sun kid. And it fucking the seats all had a thing of water, and it squirts water at you as if it's like rushing and hitting you.
Yeah.
But you can't see the squirt. Like you don't even know it's coming. Like all of a sudden you're just fucking wet, and you're like, no, fuck. You just have a jump back. So like the combo, I was like, man, this is how 3D should be. Like you should have these interactive fucking moments and shit like this.
See, you did that one. I did the Drew Carey ride.
Excuse me, the fucking what?
Yo, there was one at Universal whenever we went. It was Drew Carey's
Z-
3D experience.
What does that even mean?
It's just like
Explain
it
yourself.
was like a Whose Line Is It Anyway video with like 4D immersion, so you're wearing your 4D glasses and like
Yeah.
it's just like him being goofy, and then at one point like he drops like a fucking thing of like I specifically remember the one gag was um there was a box he had and it was filled with bees and he was like, well, what the fuck is it? Like he didn't say what the fuck, but he was like, what is this doing here? And they're like, oh well, like we got a mix up of like the boxes and stuff that's for a whole different thing. He's like, okay, can we get this like out of here? And then somebody goes to pick it up and drops it and he gets stung by a shit ton of bees and they do the sound of like a swarm of bees and like as they do it they have like very precise air in the head of the seats to make it feel like they're
Mm,
crawling over you, and it was like both funny
gotcha.
and creepy. And like I even did one called Alien Encounter, which they then changed. Like Alien Encounter, this was at Disney, was basically you would go into a ride, everybody gets strapped into a seat, and then there's a glass chamber, and a scientist is telling you, we just found this alien. We're gonna basically like show you what this alien life is like and explain the science behind it. And then the experiment fails and the creature gets out and breaks out, and it's like an alien from Alien is just running around, and like it gets completely dark. You see it, like you saw it in a glass tube, you see the glass tube break, and then all of a sudden like the lights go out, and then the red lights flicker on and on and on, and you see this dude in a rubber suit, like it's really good, running around and shit, and like then the lights go completely dark, and like they'll drip like it's saliva from like the ceiling onto you and shit, and you think it's behind you, and it was a fucking scary ass ride. It was awesome.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
And then in 2004, I think, they changed the ride a little bit to be Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. And he gets out, and instead of it being a horror ride, it's a wacky ride.
Ah, wacky.
And I was like, yo, that ride was scary as shit when I was like when we did it. And then they go and change it to like a baby ride. I was like, why?
As they do. As they do. Usually what happens. Everything's become more childish.
Like when I did the Hollywood Tower of Terror, that was fucking terrifying. Like, you get in an elevator, take you up to the top floor, the elevator free falls, and then picks you back up, and then free falls, and then picks you back up. That shit was terrifying.
Yeah, that would be one that would really fuck me up. I definitely don't want to feel the falling sensation through an elevator.
Yeah, like, it prepared me mentally for, like, if that ever happens to me, I just accept my fate.
I already get uncomfortable enough if you get in an elevator that either goes down too fast or up too slow, where I'm like, something's wrong. Dude, I swear to God, there's been some elevators where I got in that go down so fucking fast, I like feel myself getting taller. I'm like, like, dude, if I jump, I would hit the roof of this fucking thing. I'd be up in the top of this bitch. Like, I don't like this elevator. Not one fucking bit. I want out of here.
So yeah, Holy Spirit, the elevators were super slow, like uncomfortably slow. And
Yeah.
I was in them when we lost
And
the
the
power
doors
once.
open fucking slow.
Yeah, like I was in one when the power went out, and like it was pretty fucking scary. And like I'm in there with like another coworker, and like we're like, God damn it. And like he is like, all right, hold on one second. And he pried the elevator open, and it's like between floors, and he like
Oh,
crawled through,
fuck
and I was like,
that.
you're fucking dumb. I was like, I'll just stay here till the power kicks back on. Thank you very much.
No,
And like 5 minutes later, it did.
not
But
gonna get sliced in half.
yeah, I've seen enough movies where people get killed in elevators.
Exactly.
I ain't trying to be one of them.
I don't need that shit in my life.
Yeah, considering like your alternative is like you can either stay in the elevator. No, like I don't even see another alternative. You just stay in the elevator. Like it's not like every elevator that stops is all of a sudden gonna free fall drop. Like it's just so funny.
Yeah, I'm not. I would definitely not.
Oh, we don't play that shit. Nah,
Mm-mm.
I don't know. It is just silly. Like I would say like I guess overall, like a 4D thing or a 3D, whatever the fuck we're gonna call it, like immersion experience is a ride. It's not meant for movies. Like you go to a movie to watch a movie. Like you go to a 4D cinema experience thingy to like I don't know, experience something like different. Like it could be one of those ones where it's like you're in the fucking Sahara and then here's a goddamn lion and the lion roars, and when it roars the seat vibrates and they blow wind in your face. Like that's different than like Spider-Man's web just flew above you.
Ah.
Ah, it's coming towards me. Unless real Spider-Man, like the web shooter, like silly string hits me in the face, it's not worth my time.
So I just got to go to Spider-Man in the Dark where they have an actual man flying the fuck over you,
Dude,
throwing shit
that
at you.
production had like 5 Spider-Men because they kept falling and getting hurt.
Yep.
And I think one dude did die.
The
like-
weirdest part isn't even that a
Wait.
guy died doing it. It's just that like Bono and The Edge were the people who like created it.
They wrote the soundtrack and shit.
That's the part where I'm like, why that? Why them? How the fuck did this happen?
Because you too, it's on your iPhone.
I also just still don't understand what is The Edge. I'm still trying to comprehend that sometimes. Like The Edge.
That's
What do you mean?
Because you
The
can't be the
Edge.
rated R superstar.
Yeah, it's trying to be.
Everybody wants to be, but not everybody can be that guy.
That's right. You think you know me?
Dude, I was jokingly looking at jobs for AEW and WWE, and I was like, how funny would that be to apply for those?
It's not if you get it.
I know.
Probably pretty great.
I was like, I'll have to take a hard look and see what I can apply for. I want to
Just apply
work.
for everything.
I
Fuck
want
it.
to work in creative. Let me be a staff writer. I'll write better shit than a lot of your people.
It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be dramatic.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, man, I just don't know. The corporate grind of late has been like such a
Yay.
yeah, like I would much rather like go into business myself or work in isolated work. Like I don't know. I applied for like a boiler inspector. I was like, don't care. Just have to go and inspect boilers. Sounds fun. I'll do anything. And it pays the same as my job.
Here to inspect your boiler?
It was just for like federal buildings. It was like a state of Texas job.
Hello, I'm just here to inspect your boiler, please.
Mm-hmm.
It's a boiler? Alright, goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
You've been inspected.
I see the pressure's still there and it doesn't look like it's rusted. We're good.
Happy boiler.
Like, I don't know. Although we watched one more season of Survivor, Adam.
Yeah.
Because it's leaving Hulu on Thursday, which is unfortunate. I don't know if all of it is. I think select seasons. I think from like
Probably.
season 12 to like current is going away. But we watched China, and like the one dude was a fucking gravedigger. I was like,
Dude,
Ties-
James, he's the fucking best.
yeah, you watch that scene, yeah.
Oh, dude, he's awesome.
He comes back, I guess, in later seasons too.
Yeah, he's been in 2 or 3, maybe 4 seasons.
Yeah, dude. I was like, that's what I gotta do. I should be a gravedigger. That guy's jacked as shit.
Digging graves.
Bro, I'd love to. That's what Adam's brother. He
Mhm.
has. He's a grave digger.
It's a
Well, he
weird
doesn't
profession.
do that much work anymore, but
Yeah, he runs it.
yeah.
I
You
mean,
run it?
yeah, yeah, dude. Ty's been. Oh man, he started working there like right out of college. I think. I can't remember if it was like immediately after, or if there was like a year or two lull.
He did a little bit like in high school, like in the summer. He kind of started it because my uncle ran it. So he started doing it like in high school, just in like the summers, just to, it's a summer job.
Hmm.
And then he went to college for a little bit, and then he came back and he started working there, and he did it for a while. He left, did something else,
Yeah,
then he
like,
went back to it.
fuck it. It's
Yeah,
it's quiet. You're your own boss. You're basically just digging holes
Yeah.
for people.
not really. Not really your own boss. You work for the diocese.
For the whomst?
For the diocese.
What exactly is that? Is that a person?
It's like the Catholic Church.
Oh, you work for the church.
Interesting. So
And God be with you.
you're saying big church owns all of the graveyards?
Not all of them, but most of them, yeah.
Majority.
Interesting.
Hmm.
I always thought about that. I was like, realistically, could you just buy an enormous plot of land and be like, graveyard, and just start fucking
Mm,
burying motherfuckers?
probably does some kind of permit.
I was gonna say you probably need like certain paperwork.
Potentially. Potentially. But I
Hey,
feel like motherfuckers aren't going to stop dying anytime soon,
if
so
it's a nice plot
more
of land,
graveyards.
I'm sure you could get away with it.
Dude, I don't even know if you need a nice plot of land. Every time I drive by a graveyard, I'm like, look at this piece of shit next to a Rudders. I'm like, I'm like, dude,
This
what's
is
going on
across from
here?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Graveyards are always in the weirdest fucking places. You're never like going down this like long,
Oh,
windy, sleepy
dude,
hollow
go.
type motherfucking road. You're just like, look, a Kmart. Like, there's two dead things here. A
Look,
fucking Kmart and a graveyard.
why don't we just switch their roles around and put the people in the Kmart?
That's what I'm saying. Keep Kmart alive.
That would be hilarious. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It seems like interesting work. Like that's why I was like, man, how dope would that be to like just fucking do that stuff. Like I don't know. I just want I want an isolation job. I'm done. I'm done with salespeople. I'm over it emotionally.
I mean, my job's pretty much isolated. Sucks that I have to go into the office sometimes, but right now, because of COVID, I'm stuck. Not stuck, sorry. I'm at home, but I legitimately just sit here on my computer, work. Every now and again, I'll catch an email where my boss is like, hey, I need you to do this. I'm like, okay. Or they'll give me a call and be like, hey, we're going to train something real quick. We're going to be on the phone for like 20 minutes. I'm like, okay.
Is
And
this
I just sit here at my computer.
is it the you don't have to say like the company, but is this the smartboard one or is this the other one?
That's the other one involving the trucks, not the smart board. Although the smart board one was still a really cool fucking job. But I went with this one because it's just at home. I don't have to,
Mm,
I'm not going to be on the road 4 out of fucking 5 days,
I feel that.
or potentially 5 out of 5, and then either home early on Friday or early Saturday.
That's the one frustrating thing is like a lot of these like at home jobs or call center things. I don't want to do that.
I'm not in a call center though.
I know, but that's how I mean. Like most of the like
Oh
work from
yeah.
home or call center shit, and it's like, and it's always like sixteen
Oh,
dollars
call
an
center.
hour. It's like that is not.
Call centers fucking suck, dude.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah, definitely don't want to be in a call center, man. That shit has always been horrible.
So I'm like, man, I'll just eventually just have to run my own company.
Like I say, it's horrible, but it's like one of the first things that built my fucking resume up. So that's funny. But call centers are like where I got to where I got. So I was like, fuck, man.
Well, it sets the bar for the type
I'm
of
like,
work. You're
just like,
like,
yeah, still, fuck call centers.
I ain't doing that shit.
It's so fun. I've like when I would get shit from like people on fucking whatchamacallit on Indeed and shit. Literally like my past fucking 3.5. Well, yeah, well, probably closer to like 5 years worth of work was all management. They're like, "Do you want an entry level call center position?" I was like, "Do you say it says fucking manager?" I was like, "Why the fuck would I take your fucking 12.50 an hour to answer a phone
To
and
get
talk to a
yelled
bunch
at.
of dumb dickheads?" Exactly. I was like, "You're confused." I was like, "I should have your job. You're not good at recruiting. You're an idiot."
Seriously, it is like the funny thing. Like I get so many of those recruiters like hitting me up all the time, and I'm like, I get it. You only make money from people joining, but you also have to understand, I am overqualified.
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong guy here.
you want
Find
to
someone else.
you want to talk to somebody who did like a like labor job for a while and then wants to switch to office. Like if somebody has over like 8 years of office experience, they're not going to take an entry level position.
Well, that's the thing too. Now you have fucking places, let's say Amazon or A, B, and C warehouse, whatever it is you're talking about. They're all paying over $20 an hour now. Amazon's paying like 26 an hour.
I know.
Like, and Amazon used to be the biggest fucking scam in the world, dude. When I worked there, I was only making like 12.50. I'm like, you're telling me that after like 10 years later, literally it's almost double what the fuck I was, or over double what I was making, basically. I was like, that's crazy.
I
I
know.
was like, that's fucking just absolute bullshit. I was
I,
like, I fucking hate Jeff Bezos so much right now.
I was like when I found out how much they get paid. Like I know the regulations too at the warehouse, and that's kind of why I'm like, doesn't seem fun. Just stop and beep at every intersection. No headphones. No cell phones. Like
Oh yeah, well the worst part is most of the time or most of the employees there, I should say, they aren't even like forklift people. Like you kind of have to get lucky and get that. Like most people are walking all day throughout the warehouse just picking. You're just like, I need this item, this item, this item, this item. You're just literally a personal shopper for someone throughout this fucking warehouse, and then you just drop it off to be shipped. It's fucking horrible, dude. It's so fucking stupid. And then if you're not that, you're probably just packing the shit and getting it set up to be shipped out. And then you're just sitting there fucking taking the shit that somebody bought, boxing it, wrapping it, and sending it on a fucking conveyor belt. Like it's just fucking it's absolutely fucking mind numbing. Once again, like you said, like the fact that you can't roll around with like a headphone or something in, which I guess I understand because
Yeah, because safety and
last
all
thing
that
you want to
jazz.
do is crash a fucking forklift into a forklift, but I think there should be certain areas. But you also, I guess, you try to be nice, you give somebody the option, and then those stupid fucking dickheads will get themselves killed anyway and be like, oh, sorry, I kept my headphones in through lunch.
Dude, I remember the warehouse I worked at, we fought for a while that walking like in the inside of like the warehouse, like where vehicles cannot access at all. We were like, no, you have to let us have like at least like small speakers or something, because like after 10 hours, like we're losing our fucking mind just hearing like the conveyor
Right.
and
That
and
fucking
and,
constant drumming and shit.
and even like the packing center, like we were like, please let us have a radio, just something, like we need something. So like we finally did. And then when I was like the zero picker and all the shit, I was like, I just put a headphone in, and I like had one headphone in, but I had it very light so I could hear everything around me. So it's just like I literally had it as low as the volume could go, so I could still hear it barely. So while I was driving around, I could hear everybody. And like I remember when the safety inspector would come, they were like, "Well, what's that for?" And I was like, "It's so I can receive phone calls." I was like, "Because I'm also a shift manager." I was like, "People are calling me constantly." I was like, so I have the walkie-talkie here and I have my cell phone hooked up here. And then she was like, oh, okay. And she was like, you don't have that in while you're moving the vehicle, are you? I was like, no, only while I'm walking around. It's like, fuck you mean, bitch? But then we'd have other people that were like completely fucking retarded and like both headphones in blaring and like high as shit and driving in and stuff. You're like, oh god.
Yep.
It's like, this is the
Whoops.
worst. I'm like, man. But it is funny. Like, I often think about it. I'm like, one of the happiest jobs I ever worked was there. As shitty as it was, and how angry I would get, and like I would get cut up and like dirty as fuck, sore as shit. My back was all shot. I still like felt like I had more respect there than like in a corporate setting.
I feel it'd be nice to be able to like have a particular business and just throw down and put it all in on it and shit, but it's hard to pick something and it's hard to fucking work something out. Like, I don't know, man. It'd just be nice to just think of like one idea. And by one idea, I mean like make up one stupid fucking product that everybody will buy. It doesn't even need to be the world's biggest success, but let me just catch like a Shark Tank fucking moment,
Where does the poop
score
go?
score some cash, open my own Tom and Chi, which is the dumbest fucking restaurant in the world, and then just move on.
Yeah, dude. I remember they had one in Lancaster, and it was open for like
Yeah,
six
we
months.
went, dude. It
Yeah,
wasn't even that great. It was so stupid. Like it was okay.
I was like,
This I don't
I just
I
paid
don't
$8
understand.
for a grilled cheese with bacon on it.
Perfect. Like don't worry, they gave it a stupid name, so it's better. It's more intense than your
Yeah,
standard grilled cheese with bacon on it.
I don't know. Yeah, it is one of those things. Like, I mean, I've debated on instead, like maybe trying to like open up a production company of some sort. I was like, essentially a production company, like for either movies or something like that. So, I would just be a person that finds quote unquote talent and then sends like locates like the script, like assembles basically the all the parts to make a movie, like the basic shit of like, all right, well, we found a director, we found blah blah blah, calculate the budget, you get a lien of that money from like a major studio, and then you basically like make the movie for a major studio, get your name on the thing, and then you make a certain percentage. Like, so say the movie costs $200,000, like a smaller movie. If it was like $200,000, you borrow the $200,000 from the studio. You tell them like you make the $200,000 plus like we'll say $50,000 profit, and then everything past that point is money for them. You do stuff like that.
If you can get away with that, you'd have to really be in that world to make that happen, though.
Oh yeah, I know. That's the one. Like that would be a cool thing to do, because like then I'm like, all right, that'd be something. Or like even like I remember the one time, it was me and Kevin were sitting on the back patio, and I talked about like this. I'm copyright this right now live on this recording that has happened for 44 minutes. Um, the Olympics, and like it's an esport Olympics where you basically have each country, or like we could do any type of thing, but you elect a team of like say like 20 people, and you have 20 different video games that they're competing in. So one can be a MOBA like League of Legends, one could be FIFA, one could be like Valorant, the other one could be like Call of Duty or Halo. Like you have all these different games, and each team has a person, like their team, like the Olympics, and all those different video games are like the different sporting events, and you have people compete for that, and you live stream on like Twitch or something, and then at the end of it you win virtual gold medals, and you do it once a year, and like you can have like cash prizes, for the winning teams to split, um or like the whatever company, you know what I mean, like stuff like that, like all the different sponsors. But like how cool would that be to have, because like kids that play video games don't give a shit about the Olympics, but the Olympics ends up being a big thing every 4 years for like people of their caliber. So I figured if you do one on Twitch once a year, I mean, it would be pretty cool. That way you'd see like if you had a pro team like you like somebody who plays for like Ninjas in Pajamas, and somebody who plays for like, I don't know, like another like TSM, like you could see them if they're from the same country like playing together.
Honestly, in that case, what I would do with that idea is still run it and make that idea smaller and just not put too much effort into it, and I'd put all my money into a TV show. I'd
Yeah.
take that exact idea in the same way you have like an America's Top Model or whatever. I would just have like world's best gamer slash whatever. Have them like, because obviously there's people who are like, I only play League of Legends, I only play Call of Duty, I only do this. It would be great to take like the top player of every country esque or whatever they play, and make them all have to duke it out in a point system in games they don't play. Literally, it's just like, oh, this is your style, and see how active they are and how good they are at other games. You know what I mean? Like, who is the greatest gamer? Not just one game. Not like, oh, I can speed run fucking Mario 64 in an hour. Like, who is legit the best, and make them run a gauntlet just like that with other people.
Yeah, it'd just be interesting. Like you just team up like to Super Smash, like Mortal Kombat, like
Yeah,
just to
that's
see if
honestly, yeah,
people.
you like have fighter rounds, fucking MMO rounds, like the whole of this fucking FPS third person. I think that could actually work into something, and then I would take that and then push it into a legitimate like game Olympic and let people start building teams and working on it. But I also feel like I saw something about the Olympics trying to add esports to the Olympics, though.
Yeah, they did, but that's the thing. So like, yeah, but like like what gamer can wait 4 years to compete? You know what I mean?
Every gamer, bro, they're out here fucking making bank anyway if they're twitching and shit. They got time. They don't need the Olympics to show off their status. I mean, that's like fucking. I mean, really, your status doesn't come from how good you are. Your status only comes from your personality. People don't watch Twitch because the gamer is so good. 9 times out of 10, it's just because they enjoy the personality, and sometimes you get lucky, and the
They're
person
also
with that
good.
personality is also just fucking retarded good at the game, which is always a plus. But I mean, I know there's plenty of people on Twitch that I'll watch just to catch a laugh rather than be like, oh my god, this is the the god tier person I need to follow to get my game up. You know what I mean?
Hmm. I just think, yeah, like when I got fucked up with Kevin, it was just like, bro, why don't they have like a video game Olympics? And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, man, like, cause like like the way you reference it, where there one person can play all the different multiple games, like that was an idea I had as like at one point, but like it just seems like, I guess, yeah, TV format would be the best, but like who watches cable? You know what I mean?
You don't need cable though. I mean, you could put it on anything. It
It'd
doesn't
be a
really
net, like
matter.
it'd have to be like a Netflix series or some shit. And then the other tough thing is then you have to get the license, like to use the footage from the gameplay, which is like the other hard thing.
I'm not honestly. You say that, but I'm not sure what the fucking results would be for that. Like, because obviously the people on Twitch don't need that. Like, I can go on and stream whatever game I want and make a revenue if I get paid.
But I think there's a difference between like doing it on Twitch versus doing it for like a media, like like Netflix. Like I think because Netflix makes money off of the individual thing. Like I don't know, there's probably like a certain like loophole that Twitch has that like Netflix doesn't have, which is probably why you see more of that stuff on Twitch.
I'm curious, but at the same time, I mean, if this idea were to pan out, most likely you only have three options, right? Like,
Mhm.
if you're gonna do this, you're probably either gonna want to partner with Twitch, partner with YouTube, or partner with Facebook. Those are the three major stream places. So like, it would probably make sense to do it with one of them. And honestly, they all have their own fucking streaming platform. You know what I mean? They
Mhm.
all have videos. They all have this, and that. Like, Facebook legitimately has Facebook TV. Like, there's a chance.
There's YouTube TV.
Yeah, there's YouTube TV. There's Facebook TV. There's just fucking Twitch in general. Like, there's plenty of options that one of those people would take it, as long as you had the rights to your idea and they couldn't take your fucking
They can just steal it.
right. Exactly. Like, they couldn't take it away from you. Then you'd probably be in a pretty good place.
Yeah, I just think it'd be like a cool thing. Call it GG, good game.
Good game.
That'd be because like it would just be neat. Yeah, I mean you could do like a tier system, and then not even just like a tier system, but it's just two people. Like you have a list of video games you have to, you know, I don't know how you go through qualification, like to qualify, like that shit.
What
But
for? Like, who would play in your tournament like that, or
yeah,
what do you?
like that would it would probably be like, I don't know, you'd have to sign up for maybe a category, and then like if you're really good in that one category, we'll throw you into a different category. Like maybe you have to sign into 3 categories, and like you'd have to limit it somehow. You know what I mean? Like fighting game, shooter, and then sports game.
So I would definitely make them all play the same games for sure. But I think that also leaves you open to where you could have more people. Like, so if you took America's best Call of Duty player and made him play FIFA against Japan's best Street Fighter player, you know, like their
Hmm.
biggest fighter player, obviously you should have some type of level playing field. Or they both happen to play FIFA and they're going to throw down. But that's kind of that part kind of wouldn't totally matter. I think you just take the best of whatever, wherever,
Hmm.
and then just make them play whatever's not their game until somehow you loop back towards their own shit.
Like I was thinking, if if like you were to limit, like you would have to limit it to 3 games probably for the first time, just so people can get used to the format. And like in my brain, it's like, okay, for the first game, something basic like Call of Duty is like a real basic one.
That's I'd say you'd probably have a fighter, a shooter, and a sport game would be
Yeah.
my
So
guess.
in my brain, I'm like, you go Call of Duty, then you go Super Smash, then you go Rocket League
You know
as
what?
your
There
sports
was
game.
a if you remember, I can't remember the name of it. There was a fucking game show on I think it was on Nickelodeon back
Yeah.
in the day.
When they had the giant TV screen, you jump up and touch shit.
They had that, but then they also had the arcade cabinets that they went and played, and they'd have an arcade cabinet gauntlet, and you would have to get so many points for your team to keep like the points and flowing and shit. Like, I'm not saying do that, but that could also lead into like the whole like idea. Like maybe if you put them in a different world, like you have your fucking Call of Duty kid versus your Street Fighter kid, and they both have to play FIFA. Whether they're good or not, whoever shits the bed, whoever wins, whoever comes out on top gets to pick like the next game to run like a best of series.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least then, if you have 3 tiered games, they could kind of pick as they go as to what games are going to be, or maybe take 5 games and make them pick 3 out of the 5.
Best of 3. Yeah.
Something like that, you know what I mean? I think that would end up fucking throwing out some comp.
It'd be interesting. It'd be funny. Like, I would just love to just like witness. Like, just because I figured like universally, like Smash is like known as the more balanced fighter. I think Rocket League is sports enough that it's not going to be too technical. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like you're going to have like Madrid versus like Manchester City. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like FIFA is like a really hard game, but like at the same time, like it it can be unbalanced just by choosing the wrong team.
Well, yeah, you could put a cap on that too. You could be like, you're only going to pick from these teams to avoid certain fucking downfalls. But then, then again,
It's also
sometimes it doesn't matter. Some people are so fucking good they can play with a team that could be
holy
15
shit.
points less in fucking defense, offense, and fucking midfield, and they'll still come out and fucking win. You never
Mhm.
know.
That's why I think that would be interesting. And then like Call of Duty, I guess like a 1v1 game. Like I thought Halo because it's more like balanced, but like not everybody owns Xbox, so but Call of Duty is across all of them. That's why I'm like looking for games that are kind of just like for the most part universal. Like I would say Mortal Kombat, but Mortal Kombat isn't always like super balanced. Like, it's a good game, but I don't know if it's like the optimal fighter.
Well, it also depends on what you're dropping into. Like it's just all those games could honestly, you could take a list instead of letting someone pick. You could always just randomize it and fucking throw it on a board and just let it Wheel of Fortune style fall onto whatever it falls on and make them play it.
Mm-hmm.
They come in blind. They come in blind. You could also honestly, I think one of the things you could do too is let the game fall. They know what they're playing, and then they get 24 hours to prep.
I wouldn't even. I would do like what was that? The Wall, Chris Hardwick. Have him drop a goddamn ball that lands in and it tells you what video game.
Yeah, I mean, whatever way to pick it, I'm not
I was just being a
opposed to
goof.
literally anything. It'd be funny though. I mean, anything like that would work. Whatever it falls on,
Choose your own
be a
fate.
goddamn roulette wheel. I don't give a shit as long as it lands on a game. As long as they get something out of it.
I do think it is potentially a profiting idea. Copyright. It's just another day. That's the
It's
one thing.
RIP. Don't
Yeah.
touch it. Don't fucking touch it.
Put the big C copyright logo there. No, it is 1/2/22, so that's the date it's copyrighted as well. No. It is just funny though. Like I remember I just like was thinking hardcore about that the one night and I was like, that literally is like I would watch that like just because like video game stuff is like it's okay to watch sometimes, but like watching a pro play something I'm playing like will break my mind sometimes because I'm like I can't do that at all.
I
It's like
mean, just think about this, right? And just think about it. If you're willing to self-promote this, right?
mhm.
You personally could call who's the internet provider down there?
For me I'm AT&T.
Okay, perfect. You could call AT&T, right?
Mhm.
And you could easily just pick a hotel room, go to every GameStop, anywhere you want, drop flyers to your whole idea, build it out, and legit just have an open run for it. Will it cost you probably like $1,000 to make it happen? Yeah. You're gonna have to rent the room. You're gonna have to do this, but you could always take entry fees as well, and then do some type of prize at the end of it,
Mhm.
whatever it's going to be. But I mean, I don't know if you've seen it before, but I've been in GameStop in plenty of places, even like a fucking FYE I've been in there, and they were like, oh, they're having a fucking Call of Duty or a Smash comp in fucking Harrisburg at this hotel at this time. Like anybody could do it.
Mm.
So if you wanted to start your own promotion, if you're willing to put down the fucking dough first and start getting the people, I mean, it really can't hurt. And you could always set a tentative date like a month out, see how many people sign up, make it a $5 entry or whatever it is.
Mm.
If you don't get enough people, you still run it, you lose a couple bucks, or you get enough people to just make your money back, whatever it is, you get in touch with AT&T, they install a T1 line for the game night. You only need it for 24, not even 24 hours, you need it for however long this competition is going to go on for. Bing, boom. You're fucking in, you're out. Promotion's been ran. And if you really want and you have the extra ability, you get a couple other friends in who are going to do it, and you do a little like YouTube televised version of it and record the whole fucking thing.
Well, I mean, instantly have you and Adam do commentary over the gameplay, shit talking people.
I'd come down for that. I would absolutely be on the. I'd be like, yep, make it on a fucking Saturday. I'm leaving Friday night.
I mean, that's what we could do is have a video game competition where you guys just roast the people as they play live in front of an audience. That would be one that would be hilarious. Do that like HMAC. Have a fucking video game competition where you pay like
No, not HMAC. You got to do it at JB Love Drafts. I hate that place, but it would have the right pull.
but you
That'd
just
be the place. That'd be the place to fucking do it.
we essentially do a video game competition. People like like each month you do a different game. So it could be Smash, blah blah blah. Winner gets like $500, something like minimum. Like, because the way the ideal way of doing this is you don't charge necessarily to play or to come in. Like, so instead of a door charge, whatever, you basically establish, okay, if you want to enter the competition, $10, because $10 isn't nothing. And
That's what I was saying. $5-10, something like that.
you arrange with like the place. We're gonna basically record the game. Like we tell them, we're gonna record the game footage. Basically, you would record the game footage. We'd have to hook up audio so that we can have our audio as well, and then a standard person filming just like the people playing in the crowd. And JB Love Drafts will have to pay us, of course. Like, doesn't have to be anything crazy, just like the 500, but like the 500 for the winner or whatever it ends up being. Like 500 seems like a lot, so maybe it would be like we'll pay the winner gets $200 or something, and then you just tell JB Love Drafts like, you just want percent of whatever they make that night, from drinks or whatever. That way, like, you actually make a profit from it, and you're bringing people into there. So it's kind of like what we used to do with bands. Like when we would play places, we would get a percentage of door prices, but because you're not charging like to come into the bar, we would just get a percentage of drink prices or profits.
Honestly, I think this is more than doable.
Yeah.
Like, significantly. I feel like there's probably 2 people that I could like run this idea by as like a sponsor type idea.
Mhm.
And literally just not even like, hey, I need a sponsor because I need some money, but like, just sponsor it and give me your connections, and that's it. That's all I want. I want you for the connections, and you can put your name on it here with us.
Yeah.
And then just run it, just roll it, and why not? And honestly, I think 500 is probably better than 200, obviously, because it's more money.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd be worried about is whether or not people would show up for $200. It's kind of like middle school money. Like people are like, what, $200? You kind of got to give people like something slightly enticing to show up for. But like I said, if you're gonna do it, you have to put some of your own money into it. Like,
Mhm.
and either you make your money back or you lose it. You don't have to lose it all. I mean, let's say even if it was the
You break
case that we
even.
made. I mean, think about it. Even if you made 400 back out of 500 that you spent for it or whatever. Let's just say it cost 400 or so 500, you made 400.
Mhm.
I spent a lot more than that on nothing rather than organizing a fucking like legitimate game night and having people throw down in a competition-esque setting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But that also leads to the fact that like if you were to do it, are you going to stream it? How are you going to stream it? Do you?
I don't even think streaming. So I would basically, in my brain, um, capture all that footage, capture all that, and then just have it edited into like maybe a 30-minute video or something for YouTube, like, or make a series of videos edited together showing like a narrative type situation.
Yeah, I mean it's more than possible to do something like that too. And I mean there's so many like there's so many YouTubers in Pennsylvania now, and obviously one of them is still, I don't think he's in PA anymore, but he's still the biggest Call of Duty player in the fucking world. So coming straight out of fucking Cumberland Valley High School as well. So even if you could like entice that one particular person to show up or at least give a shout out towards it, be like, in my hometown, there's this competition going on, blah 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 blah. Like that would be pretty fucking cool to try to get something like that, to get that type of recognition, get your name out there, and get those people involved, and really
Yeah.
start like an actual promotion. I mean, once you start it here, there's no reason why you can't push it further down south, and then like the next time you do it, you have one in fucking PA one
Tejas.
month, fucking DC the month after, fucking Charlotte, North Carolina after that, whatever in South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, and just start your own little like gaming competition tour.
Basically like Kill Tony but with video gaming.
Yeah.
Just roast motherfuckers, and then whenever they win, interview them. Ask them about themselves, let them be awkward and fun.
I mean, it also leaves you open too. I mean, like if you could do something like that, you also get your promotion name out there, get yourself to a point where you're doing shit like that, and then you end up at like a con. It could be an anime con, could be a fucking video game con, whatever pop culture con's going on. And then all of a sudden, like, by the way, we're also having the fucking blah 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 video game contest here as well for anybody who wants to enter for this much. And why not? There's plenty of places where it could be interjected, and there's plenty of places where you could do it at home, and plenty of places you could do it anywhere else too. I mean, just as simple as scheduling something with the internet company to boost whatever the fuck speed you're gonna be at,
Mm-hmm.
and then whether or not you're gonna stream or just record, and just move it on from there. I mean, it's just really not that hard. And my idea is just whether or not, or wonderment is just whether or not people will fucking come. That's the only thing. Like, can you get enough people to sign up to do it and fucking throw down? I mean, I'd like to think you could.
I mean, if
I'd,
in PA, I might be able to get like with Chris James and people like that, I could get free shout out on possibly the radio or something, and then just having people promote it is pretty
I
much
want
like the hard thing.
I gotta be honest. I do wonder because the radio is basically dead.
Who
But
says that?
obviously, I would still do it. But what do you think it would actually cost to do a fucking announcement like that? Because in my mind, I would probably just do like a Google ad or some shit or a Facebook ad. But I just wonder what that shit actually costs because I've never promoted anything online for something like that.
Like for radio?
Well, radio, internet ad for like Google, fucking Facebook ad, whatever it happens to be,
They
Instagram ad.
typically they're like a monthly fee type situation. Um, I know like with the Google, like Facebook ads and stuff like the pushed ads and shit is like $25 or something. Radio is like 50 to 100 depending. A billboard is $100. I know because I've debated on getting a billboard for fun.
Did you just tell me that a billboard is $100?
So,
Well, yeah, but then you got to pay to get the wrap or
yeah,
whatever it
the
is, which is where the money is at.
the fee for just renting a billboard is $100, but you still have to pay somebody to put your thing on the billboard. If it's
That's awesome.
but the digital billboards I think is a bit different. I think the digital billboards is like still roughly like $100, but they have to have one an available spot, and two, you have to have the right res image for it,
Okay.
which I thought was just funny as shit. Because I debated on getting a billboard like for Observe back in the day, and I was like, that would have been ridiculous.
Well, I mean, how bad do you actually want to do this?
I don't know. Like we could think about like
I think it's more than feasible to do it. I think it's more than possible. It's just how bad would you want to actually get involved and do it? And if we do it up here, about
oh, I mean,
shimmying your way back up to
I would have to fly up for a
Pennsylvania,
weekend.
Pennsylvania.
I mean, I'd be willing. I mean, if a need be, I can stream in
True.
as
It
well.
could be quite the event.
Yeah, but
I
I
just think
mean, we could put
I just
that
think
thought in
I just
motion.
think there also has to just be like one major pull. Like the thing that would be nice about doing something like you have your hotel option, like I was saying, but like
Mm,
kind of the nice thing about going to a place such as like an HMAC or a JB or something, it would be nice just to have that type of setup at one of those places because obviously one bar is good.
mm. Bars make
Uh,
money.
yeah, food is good. Food is money. But then both places have stages, so if you wanted to have like an intermission and have local bands play or whatever too, you could also just charge a cover charge in general for motherfuckers just to come in and
Hmm.
still take a portion of the profit just from people who might want to see the band or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing is like just figuring out like obviously like the stage would be used for like you'd have folding chairs for the people to sit in to play the games. The projector they have there to project the video of the game happening for the people to see it. Then us with a table on stage watching the footage and also roasting.
Yeah, because you have to have people who are just gonna host from the get, and then you're gonna have a floor guy who's just gonna take care of everything on the floor and be like the commish. You know, he's gonna have to make sure everybody's got their shit right, make sure nobody's fucking walking around with a modded fucking controller, shit like that. You know, you got to start fucking getting into all that fucking jazz.
Oh yeah.
Well, shit, what game would you want to fucking have running, or do you want to run like a fucking like a three-tiered gauntlet of fucking people?
No, it would have
And
to
you
be
can
one.
play 3 games,
I
one
mean,
game.
for the demo, for the first one, you have to do one game, and probably a fighter game just to make it easy. Because like if you did Call of Duty or something like 1v1s, like I mean, like you'll just be sitting there as people are just holding angles.
So you could run 1v1s, or you could just. I mean, if you could get the people, you could run a fucking custom Warzone lobby.
Yeah, but
You
then
need,
again, you
you
need
need.
a.
Well, if you're gonna do it to run a custom Warzone lobby, you'll need 27 people. So really, you would only need a few teams of people to join in. Like if you had, what, you need four teams of 5 teams of 4. I feel like that, or roughly. So if you get 6 teams of 4,
Mhm.
you could run it.
Yeah, but it's still like that's a lot of people to have like in the room.
It is a lot of people, but that's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of the point.
How many you'd have to have? They would each have to have their own screen because there's no way you could project all of their
Uh,
images for each other.
Well, the nice thing for that too is if we get the space, let's say it is a JB, slide all the tables together, run the line under the table, and just have everybody bring whatever particular hardware they play on.
Yeah, but then
Really just need the internet. If
so,
everybody had a fucking screen. I mean, most people are gaming at home on PC anyway. It's not hard for them to bring a monitor and a system in or whatever.
but that's where like you'll lose like so the idea I had basically is like those tables and stuff are for people who are just there to eat, drink, and then like you have the people that are there to compete, but then you also have people that are there to watch us talk shit.
I mean, but if it's also a competition night of that,
Yeah, yeah.
people aren't really going to be sitting around like it's a bar. People are going to be wandering, watching.
But like if you're
It's not,
taking tables away for people to have like I don't know, like I just don't think that that'd be feasible. Like that's why I think like a fighting game because like so if you do Super Smash, you do 3 stock Super Smash. Everybody has 3 lives. You know, run however many people at a time and do it that way. Have like heats. Who knows? I mean, we
So
can
you,
solve that
yeah,
stuff.
but that I mean, it's not that we couldn't do that. It's just a little minimal. I mean, that's just a corner of a place. Like, there's not really much of a spectacle for a corner of a room being held up. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really something. And it's a little too small. You could just do that in your basement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like the whole aspect of it is like one, it's a competition, and then like the other thing is like whenever I imagine a PA system of like set up so that everybody can hear what we're saying about them. So like the people are competing, but they're also hearing us talking shit on them. Like everyone's hearing us talking shit on them.
True. We're gonna. I mean, if let's say Smash was the game though, too, would have to become like significantly well versed in how Smash is actually played.
No,
No.
not at all.
You got to be partially
Barstool
versed
doesn't
about
know
what's
shit
going
about
on.
most of the stuff, and they make so much just off of like them. Like a perfect example is like their boxing thing, Rough and Rowdy. Like
Yep.
some of them that are throughout the day that are watching and doing the commentary don't know shit about fighting or boxing or anything, and neither do the people who are competing sometimes. But
I mean, I feel you, but have you ever met like Smash players?
I've met a couple,
No.
but I look at it
Because
this way.
they're like hardcore nerds about it. And if you're not calling your down Bs and right A's and like what the attacks are, people start getting like, "What are you doing?" Even mid roast, if you're doing something, they're like, "What are you talking about?
I wouldn't
That's not
care.
what
Fuck
that is."
them.
They're there
Fuck
for
you,
money.
nerd.
Yeah, I was like, they're
Well,
there
that,
to
Fuck you
try
in my
and win
face.
money. If I wanted to appease them, I would have made a legit competition for them. This is just me roasting them for other people's entertainment, for the non-average gamer. Like, I look at it as like this competition. The format of the competition is for those people to show off their skill, but then for the average person to get enjoyment out of fuck ups and dumbness. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Basically a comedy show based on other people's skills for a
Right?
live show. Because like think about like if like if you were to go to a cheerleading competition and you don't really know much about cheerleading competition, but then you heard like Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer are gonna be commentating on the cheerleading competition, you'd be like, okay, I want to see what the fucking dumb shit they're gonna say.
Yeah, but that's the big difference between Bert Kreischer and
I'm
me.
not comparing us to them. I
Like
didn't mean to compare, but you know what I
they
mean.
have
Like
they also like the people you're talking about have a significant audience. Like
I get that.
it's hard to build an audience without starting somewhere, and I don't know if people are gonna want to sit there and get roasted while they play Smash fully to the max, where they're like, you don't know anything about the game, you don't know this. I mean, it depends. Are you willing to like have open arguments with people after you roast them when they're like, you're a piece of shit? Like, are you willing to go that far?
I won't care. I mean, they're playing for money. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm asking if you're willing to go that far. Like, are you
Yeah,
willing to argue with the nerds?
I don't care. If they
As long
wanted to fight, if they literally wanted to like throw words back and forth, I'd be like, you realize you're competing for money, right? You're a prostitute for video games right now.
as long
You
as
suck that
long
Mario nose.
as long as you're willing to go that far, then I don't have a problem with it. I'm just making sure you're willing to go the full way.
I mean, I look at it as this, like the whole like we're not going to sugarcoat what it is. I don't think there's any reason to fool any of these people. We're going to be like, look, we'll be upfront. We don't know much about the video game. We don't know much about the lore. Like this isn't your average competition. This is you're showing off your skills to promote yourself. Like so, some of those people could just be streamers or whatever, and they can use the platform to promote themselves and also win $500. You know what I mean? Like, like you enter. Like, do you think the people who enter American Idol, like, whenever they show the shitty, terrible people that always end up getting through, like, those people are just glad to be on TV, and they're made fun of for a reason.
Yeah, but once again, local bar, national television.
Yeah, but it started somewhere, man.
Well, American Idol didn't start in a bar though. Like,
It started in malls.
I mean, yeah, mall's a big place though too.
Malls are
Everything's
dead. Kmart,
they are now.
malls.
Kmart mall. Yeah. A lot of shit started in malls. A lot of shit fucking ran through the mall at one point when you had that lifestyle. But I don't know. Things are obviously just a little bit different now for that. So I mean, I don't mind doing shit like that. Like that is hilarious to me. It's just whether or not you think you could keep people coming back in for that, or if they're gonna end up trying to pull like not coming, cancel, fuck it, not doing it.
I
Bunch of
mean,
assholes.
that's the thing. I think if they if they're too sensitive for it, then again, we're not gonna personally attack them. Like, I don't think it's like, look at this fucking Asian cocksucker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not gonna.
I
I
might.
I think like if anything, like it would be like in the interview process of just like messing, like not messing with them, but just asking them like weird questions, like the standard. Like again, it's one of those things where I think like if we like preemptively up front tell them like this is the way it's going, this competition is, you're going to compete, then after you win you'll be interviewed, and then after your interview you wait, and then the next group goes up, and like a small interview, like a 3-minute interview.
Right, just a quick little piece.
Yep. Ask them like small questions, blah blah blah, tell them no, like, you know, whatever, then shout out their opponent, you know what I mean, and then just go that route. Like, I think that's the way of doing it, because then you create like a narrative for the people, like you kind of are creating something for other people to like pay attention to. They're like, oh, I really like this Jim Chan,
Jim Chan.
like Mark Andrews, like they both seem like funny dudes. Because then it's also like, granted, these people are going to be awkward, but if we can like, one, shed light on like, basically like we're gonna make fun of Mario. We're like, it will be making fun of who they're playing. Mario's getting teabagged by Peach. I don't think I've ever seen a taint get so blistered. You know what I mean? Like just ridiculous stuff. Like you just comment on like the gameplay aspect, interview, and you know, and then go from there. And then like if you just lay out all of our cards to the people when they first sign up, like this is what it's gonna be. You know, if you're offended, I like don't take it personal. Like all this shit, like we can literally create a terms and conditions that they have to sign. So it's like you can't sue for slander, you can't sue, like, you know what I mean?
Right. So how do you want to like capture what's going on then? Like while the heats are going on and you're
You mean,
capturing like the whole video, the whole play style. Like how do you want to capture that?
I figured,
And how do you want to do it? Like do you want to have a monitor for us to watch, or do you want to stand over the shoulder of these people? Like how
yeah.
exactly
So
would
like I
you?
figured because they have a projector at JB's, correct?
Uh,
I'm pretty sure they have.
honestly, I don't know.
I thought I saw they had one because that's what they play the background for the bands with.
Were you talking about the Mechanicsburg or the Harrisburg spot?
Mechanicsburg, maybe, I don't know. I haven't been to these places in years. But
Well,
either way, so
Mechanicsburg's only been open for a year. That shit's been open like while you were gone.
yeah. But the logic I have is like, or at least what I think in my head is, there'll be a projector projecting the gameplay on the wall, on the back wall by the stage. We are sitting on the stage sideways so we can see, like, or angled so we can lean to look at and watch the game footage, and the people are sitting like at the edge of the stage playing, and then afterwards we ask them to come on the stage and then talk to them and then send them back into the crowd.
All right.
And then we'll basically have capturing the game footage. We'll have a like a person freehand camming, possibly like panning to us and then panning to the players, and then cam probably set up in the like the back of the room pointed at the stage so it captures everything. essentially 2 cameras and 1 capture card. And then we'd have to run audio. We'd have to capture the microphones that we were using, and then I guess a room mic to capture all the audio, and then a third or a fourth mic in this case for whenever we ask them questions, like the interview.
That'll be easy for the interview shit. Just Zoom sticks that. That's easy. We
Yeah.
can just dub that anywhere in.
And our audio
Video.
would be running through like all the audio, like our audio and the interview audio is PA, and then we're recording that from the board into a laptop. It's not super complex, and I think it'd be pretty okay.
I think it could work.
Now we just have to come up with a name. Game day.
Game day.
Just another day of gaming. Or just another day presents GG.
Yeah, I think the idea of presenting and then giving it whatever name after that is probably the move.
That or yeah, I like it.
It sounds good having the presenting part after that and be like, who's this?
Yeah. Just another day presents game day.
What? Yeah. Presents what?
But yeah, I mean, like 1 month we can have, like Super Smash will be the easiest one to do from the get-go. Then like move on to like Rocket League or something. Because Rocket League, I feel like, would be like some fast-paced, entertaining shit that you don't need to know any knowledge of. But we could do like the fucking soccer announcing commentary.
Yeah, you'd also have to figure out how you want to run it though. Solos, teams. I mean, I guess you could run every comp if you wanted to. You could run a wave of solos, duos, trios, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably solos. It'd just be. I just think it would be fun. Like it would just be a good time.
Yeah, no, I mean, solos is probably a decent one too. I mean, we could also set it up that we just have people sign up for whatever,
Hmm.
and if there's enough people, just run it. If not, then no, it's not gonna happen. Sorry. Or you could just integrate, like, if you have fucking 3 people who sign up for solos, be like, congratulations, you're playing in fucking trios.
Yeah.
We have many people playing trios. You could play trios or not at all. You're already here, so you might as well just fucking play trios.
Yeah, it would just be interesting. Like I think it'd be fun. I think we could get away with it. I mean, we could plan for something like shoot for April, May as a possible idea. Like get in our
Funny
like
you say that. That's kind of where I was thinking at a little bit. I was
yeah,
like, it'd probably give it a couple months, get some time to figure it
marinate,
out, stretch it out. Yeah,
come up with the actual like logistics, and then talk to some people and see if it's a possibility.
I could
But-
very much see it being a possibility.
But yeah, I think it'd be a cool thing, and it'd be like a nice little like way of boosting possible like numbers for the pod and everything.
Oh yeah, well, I
fun.
mean, the nice part is too. I mean, if you do this, and you do it at somewhere like the HMAC or anything else. I mean, I would definitely try to get music going.
Oh yeah,
Like, I would definitely try to do. I mean, both of these places, like if it was a Love Drafts or a HMAC, their whole thing is that we have music.
mm-hmm.
So I could definitely see that being a huge fucking pull. Like I said, because even worst case, even if you don't want to play or anything else, it's one of those other bands. People are gonna pay to come in anyway. So integrate it into a ticket. Integrate the whole fucking thing as to one ticket price to come in and enter if you want, and then come in and see the band. And if they enter, they enter. If they want to just watch the band, they want to just watch the band. Either way, the money's been paid.
Yeah, we could figure it out, the logistics of it. I think it'd be a bit of a fun endeavor for us. And then, like I said, like we could do one while I'm there, and then if there are like if we continue it, like I could Zoom. You know what I mean? I could live stream in from Tejas. Because like we'll be able to like easily you could set up a stream mode where I can just witness the gameplay and try it
Oh,
that
yeah.
way. Or have celebrity guest for me. Local celebrity guest. And just have people that we know that are just funny. That'd be good.
People randomly sitting in on commentary.
Mm-hmm. That'd be a good time. But no, I think I think between between the Netflix series we came up with, the Olympics, and all this jazz.
Olympics.
And
I just
just
love the way it flows off. Olympics.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Just Olympics. Yeah.
does that not sound fantastic? Like,
Olympics.
I think we got ourselves like a thing. And then
It
you know
just
what?
it sounds like a fucking Rickyism saying it like that. Just like Olympics.
Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Get those ideas created and existing, and then I think then we can put in our 2 weeks, boys.
Yeah. I'm done. That's it.
Fucking done.
I'm a promoter now of fucking games that I didn't make.
Games I didn't make, competitions
Yeah.
that I barely know anything about. God damn it,
Suck
I'm
it.
quick-witted and I'm feeling like I could do some good. I think it'd be dope. I mean, plus the other people, like, look at it this way: you're promoting. If those people have anything they want to promote, they can. Like, we can ask them, like, what are you gonna spend the money on? Like all sorts of stuff. That is just like, you never know what the fuck's gonna come out of somebody's mouth,
Yeah.
and that's kind of
It
like
could,
the thrilling side of it.
it'll be good. Throw their little IG tag or Twitch tag, whatever the fuck they want in there when
Mhm.
they do their little 3 minutes of fame.
Well, just have it on their form when they sign up on, like, do you have a
Yeah.
Twitch? Do you have, like, your Instagram? Like, what do you want to promote? We get clipboards with their fucking all their info. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, that'll be tits. That'll be tits. Well, I'll start doing a little research on this end here and see what we can do.
Yeah, man. I mean, fuck, especially because, like, if it's far enough out, I can take PTO and then fly out.
Take some PTSD.
You know, do some PTSD, fly out, do our thing, and then come back.
Hell yeah.
Well, word, mates. This was I didn't know what this episode was gonna be about. First pod of the new year, but
It really fucking warped around though.
it did. It turned into something. I was asleep. I got coffee. You watched me wake up. Brain started going. It was a good time. I have 2 episodes I have to upload, and then I got to do some work today, and then yeah, it's just classic. The wheel never stops turning, baby. The wheel of
Not for
time.
I said not for anyone.
But yep. Well, fuck. Oh yeah, and we'll have to if not next week, maybe the week after that we can do D&D. We'll have a different
Yeah,
episode than normal.
I gotta get my character fucking set up.
I feel ya. I have to send you guys links for that character creating website, and then just PDF your character sheets.
Yeah, send that shit over whenever you get a chance. Get that rocking.
Because I worked on a small little portion of the story, and I was like, fuck it, let's just do it. Let's do it.
Alright, cool.
But yeah, well, mates, it was fun. Like,
Yeah.
comment, subscribe, click a bell. I don't know. Follow
We
on Spotify.
We never introed again.
I don't. You know what? We're done doing it. We're only doing the outros now. This is just another day with
David.
Adam.
Elliott, and then I can pretend like I can cut this and put this in the beginning as well, so that it seems like I did an intro, and then I'll do a smooth transition right here where I'm like, "Oh, David."
Oh, Sandra, you dumb bitch.
Oh, Sandra, you dumb bitch. Or
Dumb bitch.
what's the girl from Sex and the City? Samantha, you whore.
You whore.
The show has ended. The show has